What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. Today I'm doing race 6 for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series heads to Charlotte Motor Speedway, a 1.5-mile racetrack that generally puts on some fantastic and great racing, a lot of side-by-side throughout the straightaways, in the corners, and can sometimes have some really solid and fantastic finishes like we saw back in 2015. The last time we ran at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we saw Nick Sanchez pick up a second career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series win. He will not be back this time around as, of course, he races full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for Big Machine Racing. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before I go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking extremely promising. It's going to be 74 degrees as a high with 51 degrees as a low with a 5% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Going to be some really nice weather, cooler for this time of year especially, but the weather is going to be nice. If you're headed out to the track, it's going to be cooled off as the night goes on, but the weather will be really, really good for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So now, we're going to go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who I think will not have the pace and speed to contend. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run who I think will have a really good run this weekend or really good at this type of track and under fun equipment. And I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And I do the drivers you need to watch out for, and usually for the Truck Series and Xfinity Series, I got 4 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200? My first suck pick for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is a driver to 77 truck for Spire Motorsports, Andres Perez de Lara. Andres Perez has been a little bit disappointing so far in 2025. He has had some decent runs this year. He's had a couple top 10s, I believe, throughout the season, but generally he's been way behind his teammates and has been running around 15th to 20th most of the season. And I just don't feel like the speed has been there for the number 77 team on a very consistent basis. I think Andres is going to struggle. I think Spire is going to have a solid weekend, but I just feel like for Andres, it's going to be a little bit of struggle for him. I don't think he's going to have the pace and speed, and sadly, I think Andres Perez will not have a good run for sure this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. My second suck pick for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is the driver of the 5 truck for Tricon Garage, Tony Breidinger. Now, Tony Breidinger, she actually had a decent run this past weekend at North Wilkesboro, ran inside the top 20 quite a bit of the event, and did show some decent speed. However, Tony Breidinger, for the most part, has just generally struggled. Now, she does have some experience from racing her in ARCO, so that could help her in a pretty big way. But I just don't see anything happening for her, unfortunately. It's just been a big struggle for this number 5 team throughout most of the year. She's been one of the slowest trucks on the track throughout the whole entire year so far. I think it's going to not be the pace that she's looking for. I think, unfortunately, she will struggle and not run good this weekend at Charlotte. And now we'll go ahead and jump on to underdog picks for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is the driver of the 07 truck for Spire Motorsports, BJ McLeod. BJ McLeod is getting his first ever really good opportunity in NASCAR competition, and this is a really solid opportunity. Now, I don't think he's going to be a contender for the win because while the 07 truck is at top 10 speed most of the season, it's only scored 1 victory of Kyle Larson. That's because Corey Heim had issues at Homestead. I think BJ, though, will have top 10 seed. I think BJ is a very talented race car driver who can, from time to time, get the best out of equipment. I've seen the guy race pretty well in any form of racing. I think he's going to be somewhat of a contender, and I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity for a potential top 10 run this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Charlotte is a driver of the 45 truck for Nice Motorsports, Caden Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt has honestly had a lot more speed in the results and the finishes have shown. He has had a lot of really good runs so far this year. He is still looking for that first career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series victory, but I do think that Caden is due for that really good run. I think he's due for a really strong, promising run, and I think he's got an underdog shot to pick up his first career Truck Series victory. Nice has also been very good here. They won here back in 2022. I think he's going to be fast, and I think Caden will have a solid chance and opportunity for his first career Truck Series victory at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And now we'll go ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Who am I picking to win? My winner's pick for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is an absolute no-brainer. This guy's won here in the Truck Series like 5 or 6 times at this point. He, of course, is the winningest driver in Truck Series history with around 67 or 68 career victories. I am picking the driver of the 7 truck for Spire Motorsports, Kyle Busch, to pick up a 68th or 69th career Truck Series win and his second win of 2025. Look, last week for Kyle Busch was not very good, but that 07 truck, like I've said, has not had the speed. The 7 truck, however, has been very, very good this year. It's already won a course with Carson Hocevar a couple weeks ago at Kansas, and also won with Kyle Busch earlier this year at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This has been one of the fastest trucks throughout the whole entire year so far. I think the Spire is going to bring the pace and speed for Kyle Busch to be the guy to watch out for. I think he's going to be the favorite to win. I think Kyle Busch gets it done, picks up another win, leads a ton of laps. I'm going to go with Kyle Busch to win this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway with Spire Motorsports. And now we're going to jump onto the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend in Charlotte. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Charlotte is a driver of the 44 truck for Nice Motorsports, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain, I believe, is making his second Truck Series appearance of the 2025 season and looking for his first win of the year. But Ross has always been really good with Nice. And like I mentioned, he won with Nice Motorsports a couple years ago in 2022. I think Ross is going to be a factor for the win. Ross is always good when he comes down to truck competition. Ran really well at Homestead earlier this year as well. Had a shot to win there. I think he's going to be a factor and will have really good speed this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The second driver you need to watch out for this weekend at Charlotte is a driver of the 11 truck for Tricon Garage, Corey Heim. Corey Heim has been the fastest truck on a week-by-week basis in the Craftsman Truck Series, and let's be real and honest, he probably should have 5 or 6 wins at this point. I think he's going to be a major factor for the win. Last year got disqualified for loose lug nuts on the truck. I think he's going to not have that happen this time around. I think he's going to have a fast enough truck to be a contender. I think Corey Heim will be a major, major factor for the win this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway with Tricon. The third driver you should watch out for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is a driver of the 38 truck for Front Row Motorsports, Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith is coming off of winning his second Truck Series race in 2025 at North Wilkesboro last weekend, and Chandler Smith has been one of the strongest trucks throughout the early portion of the year. I think Front Row's been coming with speed on a week-by-week basis. They are one of the few teams that, like I said, has been able to keep up with Corey Heim all season. I think Chandler Smith is going to be a really big factor, and I think Chandler Smith will have a good enough truck to be a threat. I think he'll be in contention to get that third win of the year. He's never really won a mile and a half before. I think he's got a good chance and opportunity to change that and win this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And a fourth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway is a driver of the 34 truck for Front Row Motorsports, Lane Riggs. Now, Lane Riggs did get into some controversy with Corey Heim at North Wilkesboro, and he's had some controversial moves recently, but it's because Lane Riggs has been really, really fast. His 34 team's been one of the most consistent teams on the racetrack when it comes to the speed. Like I said, with 38, they've been fast with the speed consistently against guys like Corey Heim. I think he's going to have a strong enough truck to be a major factor and contender. I'm going to go with Lane Riggs to be one to watch out for. Again, I think the pace and speed will be there for this program and be really good for the team. I think Lane Riggs will be a factor for the win this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, those are my race picks for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Just a reminder, my set picks are Andres Perez-Laura and Tony Bratninger. My underdog picks are BJ McLeod, Caden Honeycutt. My winner's pick is Kyle Busch. And the ones to watch out for: Ross Chastain, Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, and Lane Riggs. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the race 6 video for the 2025 North Carolina Education Lottery 200 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your picks below for this weekend at Charlotte. Let me know your side picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know the drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Charlotte. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have Cup Series race picks for the 2025 Coca-Cola 600. We're going to have the Xfinity Series race picks dropping as well for Charlotte, and we're going to have the paint scheme video dropping for the Coca-Cola 600 as well. Then on Friday, we're going to have an NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. We're going to have the Truck Series race review on Friday. Then on Saturday, we are going to have the Xfinity Series race review from Charlotte. We're going to have reactions to Coca-Cola 600 qualifying as well. And then on Sunday, we're going to have the starting lineup for the Coke 600, the Indy 500 race review, and the Coca-Cola 600 race review as well. We got content coming out on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carlos, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Shane Van Gisbergen, Red Bull, Connor Zilch, Junior Motorsports, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Bubba Walsh, Chase Elliott, all the good stuff. We talk about all that stuff on the channel, same with Clear Safaron as well, in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.